Yeah, hello fam. Welcome to Civic TV. It's your boy Civic right here, man. So yesterday we did feature part of a journey that is from JKIA to Kigali International Airport in Rwanda. So today we are sharing part two of the journey. So after we got to Kigali International Airport, what happened next? So here we are at the airport, awaiting for clearance to leave Rwanda. So eventually we've been cleared, and there we are now heading to the plane. So that's the airport. You can see several planes over there. So we're heading to the plane to now get to leave to our final destination. And our final destination, as you've seen from the title, is Abuja in Nigeria. There's West Africa. So that's our destination. So it's a journey that is gonna take about 3 hours 45 minutes. Yeah, and we are leaving Rwanda at around 8:45 a.m. Yeah, so we are likely to arrive in Abuja probably past noon, local time. That is past noon of Nigerian time. So there's something that I noticed with these tickets. Normally the arrival time is based on the local time, it's actually local time in the country that you're going to, not local time in the country that the country of departure. That's one thing that I noted. So here we are in the plane now. I had booked a seat 12C, so it's the third seat from the window, but as you've seen, I've switched to now 12A because the seats are empty. Probably they'll pick because this plane is headed for Accra. That's the final destination. So there is a very probability that some of the people will join in Abuja. That's where there are a lot of free seats there. So I've had to shift to the window so that at least I can get an opportunity to see the outside and probably get to film a bit, because I'm excited about this journey. So definitely I need to film a bit. 1, 2, 3 things that I'm seeing. Yeah, so the plane is now on the runway. We're about to leave Kigali, and yeah, we're just receiving instructions on how to carry ourselves in the plane, how to fasten our belts in case of emergency, what we should do, and such like instructions. So that is what is being relayed in the plane right now. And then from there, we of course get to now hit the skies and get to our destination. And just fingers crossed, you get to pray to God that maybe everything ends well. Yeah, because again, man, there's a lot of tension that normally comes when you are in the air, man. Right? Yeah, so right there we are now on the runway. It's picking speed gradually, and with time definitely we'll get to cruising speed. Yeah, so there we are on the runway. You can see the massive Kigali runway. It's really big. This airport is huge. Yes, JKI is very big though, but yeah, even this airport is big. We need to give credit where it is due. So yeah, so the airport is really big. So there we are, heading. It's gathering speed. It's gathering speed. Pole pole. It's gathering speed gradually before we now get to leave the place. So there we go. There we go. There we go. I'm not gonna be doing much of the talking this time around. I'll just be watching with you guys. as the whole thing unfolds, because again, narrating the whole thing, some things are just self-explanatory, so sometimes I feel I don't really have to narrate what happened at point A, what happened at point B. Yeah, we are on the runway. So the next thing, of course, is now the speed has increased, and we're about to now hit we're about to take off. So you can see, as I said earlier in the previous video, this particular country, or rather this particular city, is really hilly, so you can see some hills at a distance. The sky is very clear. It's still early morning because it's around 8:45, so it's still very early in the morning, but you can clearly see the place is green. It's very green. I guess it rains a lot here, so yeah, it's a very beautiful place. Actually, you can see the houses at a distance. They're very beautiful houses. The city looks good from a distance. So we're still gathering speed before getting now permission to take off from the guys operating the airport. So gradually we are gathering speed. So let's go, let's keep going. Boom, and there we go. Now speed has increased, man. Yo, still very hilly, as you can see at a distance. As I said, this place is really hilly, so the speed has increased. Now we're gathering speed. Yo, about to take off. So you're taking off any minute from now. Yeah, man, there are a lot of planes parked there. Rwanda Air. There are a lot of planes parked at that particular airport. So as I said, the airport is really massive. It's big. Speed. Yo, there we are. Take off, guys. Take off. Let's go. Yeah, so we are now having an aerial view of Kigali, and as you can see, it's still hilly, as I said. Very hilly, mountainous, and very green, of course, and beautiful houses from the aerial view. So it's very nice, a very nice place. I'm really hoping that you're enjoying it the way I am. I was really excited during this whole thing, man. Being the first time I flew to Kigali, and now I'm flying to Abuja. I mean, I'm really excited. Yeah, so that is the aerial view of the place that we've left behind as we now head to our next destination. Boom. Yeah, let's go. We're gathering altitude gradually. We're going up. So we're gathering altitude gradually, because we will be flying at 38,000 miles above sea level. That's the altitude that we'll be flying at. So it's gathering height, or altitude rather, gradually. So going up slowly, and you can see the ground. Very clearly. These are the maps that you normally see on Google Maps. These are how we see houses looking like. So I had an opportunity to do it firsthand using my phone, my camera, man. Yeah, so it's a very mountainous place, very hilly. You can see houses on the hill. Sometimes I really wondered how guys get to access houses in such a landscape, but then tunasema Mungu ni mengi, man. There's a lot that you cannot fathom. So you can see the skyline over there. We can still we still are at an altitude where you can still be able to see the ground. You can just picture that, man. Very mountainous. You can see some valleys over there, some hills over there, rocks over there, man, and very beautiful clouds over there. So yeah, we are leaving Rwanda slowly as we take off now to another destination, another destination. Yeah, man. So that's basically how we took off from Kigali International Airport to our destination. Yeah, so I'm there just wondering, I have all these seats left to me. The guys are not around. Even the guy who's seated on the opposite side actually booked a different seat, but he realized that there was a lot of leg room in this particular area that we sat. That is seat number 12. Happens to be part of the emergency doors, so there's a lot of leg room. I'll show that later. So there we are now. You can no longer see anything on the ground. We've hit 38,000 miles above sea level. So you're now between the clouds, man. So you can see how the clouds look like over there. Yeah, man. So that's the trip. So from now on, there'll be a bit of sleeping here, getting your breakfast there, such like things. A lot of activities, but most of these journey was spent sleeping because over 3.5 hours, actually 3 hours, almost 45 minutes. It's quite a long journey. And since we woke up very early to start our journey from JKIA to Kigali, I spent a lot of time sleeping through this journey. But at some point I had to wake up and ensure that I gather and capture all the moments for my subscribers, for my followers, and for myself to remember in the future. So there are screens in the plane, and these screens actually show the path that you are following. They show the distance that you've covered and all that. Then of course we have we were issued earphones or headphones for that matter, and you can see there are channels there that you can scroll and listen to music, watch a movie that is being played on the screens. And of course you can adjust the volume up and down and get to enjoy. So every passenger, every traveler was actually issued the headphones, so we just plugged them in and started listening to music, so you could not get bored. Even if you are sleeping, you could listen to some mellow music as you sleep. Yeah, so that's how the whole trip went. So it was basically very smooth. As you can see, the legroom I was talking about and the emergency doors. So I was just seated next to the emergency door. So that's scene number 12, the emergency door. So in case of anything, that is the door that they get to pull to help, get secured. You can see the opposite side as well. So it's the emergency door. That's where there is a lot of legroom compared to the other seats where guys are seated. And of course they have the AC over there, so the AC systems to ensure that the area was very cool and enjoy the breeze as we travel. Yeah, so those are the ACs, the air conditioning system in the plane. Yeah, man. So basically there is a movie. It was called Super Intelligence. So this is the movie that we are watching, and of course now listening through the headphones that we had. So we've easily keenly follow the movie because you are hearing everything loud and clear. So it's a matter of now focusing the eyes to just see as everything is going on. So the curtain that you are seeing there is covering is the divider between the economy class and the business class. So the business class are ahead in front over there. They have their own toilet, and then now for us in the economy class we have two toilets at the back. I later show the toilet because I had an experience. So the legroom is over there. I'm just trying to show the legroom. It's really big, and once you tilt your seat, you pull your seat back, you sleep very well, very comfortably. In fact, this aspect of legroom made someone to just come and sit over there. So there we are about to be served breakfast. So yeah, we are just unleashing that katebo from in there. So I had seen how this was done in the plane that I came with to Kigali. So during this time when we are now living using a different plane, at least I knew where to trace the table, where to get the table from. Yeah, so it wasn't hard. At least I had experienced that already. Yeah, so there we are. Breakfast is being served by two of the crew members. So we're just waiting for our turn to just get to access the breakfast. So eventually there we are. Breakfast is now coming. You can see it at a distance. The guy is already here serving the breakfast. So let me get to see what the guy is having in store. So my neighbor is being served, and then of course I was asked as well, what do you like? Will you like chicken? Will you like beef? Basically it was beef smokies and chicken smokies. So I said beef, and yeah, I got some not smokies but sausages. So I got my beef sausages, and of course there are all other things that were coming along with it. So there is my food, man. There is my breakfast. So my breakfast has been served now for me to enjoy. So just about to show the contents of what we actually served, and there we go, man. Those are the contents. So with the scones, with some yogurt, with some jam, with unsalted butter, and then of course we equally have now the contents in there. So let's open, let's get to see what is actually contained in there, man. Let's sample that. Let's see. So what is in there, man? So we have some tomatoes, slice of tomato, we have the beef sausage, and then we have what else do we have in there? So we've potatoes, and then we have some eggs. Yeah, so we have some eggs there. So basically, yeah, that's the breakfast. And then of course we expect some tea or juice. So let's see what else we get. Yeah, so the guy serving tea, juices and everything has got to our desk, or rather where we are seated. So let's now get to serve what we like to have. And as for me, my friend, my neighbor there is just enjoying his yogurt. Yeah, so as for me, I like to have some tea. So he asked me, tea, what do you want to have? Tea, definitely. So tea with milk or what? I said, yeah, definitely with milk. So I'm gonna get my share. So yeah, next, of course some guys didn't want have tea or milk or juice, so they just wanted to do water. So we served them water. So there he is now asking me, what am I gonna have? And voila, tea, man. My tea is just being served over there. So a bit of milk, a bit of water there, and I'm asked, how many sugars? I said 1 sugar. Apparently I don't even take sugar, so the sugar that I asked for wasn't even utilized. Yeah, and there we are. So my neighbor asks for coffee, and then he gets served tea instead. So once he had been served tea, he got very mad, and the guys served him coffee. So he had 2 servings. Now he had coffee, he had tea. Do you think he returned it? What do you think? The guy consumed everything. So I wondered, why do you say you are not even taking coffee, rather, or the entire confusion thing? But still, he ended up consuming the 2. Yeah. So there I am, chopping my meal as well and enjoying, man. This is an experience, man. It's an experience, guys. Yeah, so there we go, still in the skies. I was taking snippets here and there when I woke up, because after eating, you get full, your stomach gets full, and you sleep. Usingizi mtamu, man. Yeah, you never realize, you just sleep. You go into slumberland. Yeah, man. So there I am, just wondering, when is this experience gonna end, man? Hey, cause I was really excited. I told you about the toilet, so let's go to the toilet, man. Let's visit the toilet in the plane and see how it is. Cause yeah, I've seen movies where people do a lot of crazy things in the toilet. So let me just have a look at the toilet. So there it is. when it flashes ni kama hewa tu, unasikia pop kameenda. So I wonder why it drops. But definitely not outside, because we have a lot of other science things, so also to say. So basically that's how it looks like. Yeah, once you close the door, that is when the lights get on. And yeah, so it's comfortable. It's very small but very comfortable. And then there we are now in Nigeria. So that's where you can see the ground. So compare and contrast. When we were living Kigali, so it was very green, but this other side is seemingly not very green, as you can see. Inakaa ukambani fulani hivi, so it's kind of dry. It's a bit dry, if you can see. I'm not sure whether I'm the one missing the point, but as I can see, it's a bit dry. Yeah, so maybe what is your take? Yes, something looks like a water body over there. So, and it's a bit hilly as well, but not as hilly as what we saw in Kigali. But later we'll come to realize that Abuja actually has a lot of hills. But that is the next video, man. I don't wanna show everything in this video. So we have another part of the video that we're gonna do of now showing Abuja city. How does Abuja look like, man? So we're gonna show that. But the place is a bit dry. You can't really, it doesn't look like what you saw in Kigali. Kigali is very green compared to this city. So we're getting closer. Actually, it looks like very densely populated. As you can see, Nigeria actually has a lot of people, over 200 million people. So it explains why such areas look like they're very densely populated. As you can see, houses everywhere. Yeah, so it's a clear picture of what is actually at the ground. So I'm really thankful. If you've got with me to this point, I'm really grateful, and I thank you for supporting, because I know some years they open the video, view a minute or so and just give up. But if you've come with me all the way to this point, I really appreciate. And if you're yet to subscribe, please do so. That will give us even the morale to keep working. Even a single subscriber gives me that morale to keep working on videos. Even if I get 20 views but one new subscriber, I still realize that at least there's some new person who has been interested in what I'm doing, and that is what gives me morale to even do more. So back to the video. As you can see, the place is dry. Some areas are sparsely populated as well. They're clear, like what you can see over there. So we're now getting close and closer to the airport. Yeah, so we are now closer to the ground, so you can see houses are becoming more clear. You can easily see how they are, but the place is dry, as I said. So you can see the grass is very dry, but the hills are there, so it's still hilly, as I said. There's another realization that we're going to make later. So there we go. We're now hitting the ground. We are getting to the ground. We just about to land, and there we go. We've landed now, man. We've landed. So it's now getting to the airport, getting to disembark from the plane, getting to alight from the plane. So we're going in. The plane was speeding, so definitely it has got to now get to slow down gradually before it comes to a final stop for the passengers to disembark. So this airport is equally massive. It's big. It has a very funny name that I'll put in the title. It's not Abuja International Airport. No, it's called, man, that name is hard. Zikiwe something International Airport. So it's a tough name, but Emma put it in the description so that you can read it. But basically it's a name that I was unable to pronounce. That is why have not included here. So we are coming to a halt gradually. So still on the runway, the plane is still moving steadily to the point where we're going to stop. But of course, as you can see, it's now slower, so it has lost a lot of speed on ground. Yeah. So I'm really taking time on this. I'm hoping that I'm just sharing an experience. So some may like, some may castigate me, some may be like, what is it that this guy is even sharing? But for me, I think it's an experience. I've never experienced this, and I know there's someone, at least kuna mtu mmoja mahali, there is someone somewhere who's not had an opportunity to travel before. And so these step by step things that I'm showing, how I did it from point A to B to C, probably it's getting someone on the know. Have a younger brother who has not traveled before, so if he watches this, he will have a feel of how the whole thing goes, and probably he'll feel like he has traveled himself. So yes, there are some who will feel, what is this that this guy is showing us? It's not even content in the first place. But there are people whom such kind of information is valuable to as well. So let's just accommodate each other, man. Ama namna gani? Yeah, so guys, I really appreciate for supporting, and as I said, if you've really watched this video to this far, I don't take it for granted, guys. I really appreciate. And yeah, let's keep moving to our final stop. So we are getting closer and closer to the point where we're now going to stop at. So let's go. So one thing that you notice in Rwanda, most of the planes that were on the runway were Rwanda Air, but in Abuja they're different. They're allied. There is the Allied Air. I mean, there are different companies, the different countries. Planes are parked here. So yeah, it's a different experience altogether compared to what we saw in Rwanda. So I think there's something that is very notable that I've just seen. So we're about to get to our parking destination. Yeah, so there we go. We've just been shown where to park, and that is that small car is leading us to where we're supposed to settle in. So that is where we are now being directed to. So as you can see, our plane is moving that way. The Boeing 737-800 is moving towards that route. So yeah, man, having been the first day that I traveled, any experience is memorable, and that is why I had to take every moment that mattered. Yeah, not just for me, but even my kids, man. They're gonna watch and experience what dad did experience, so that when they fly, at least they'll have experienced it virtually through me. So yeah, that is why I have to share every other moment. So we're going to park over there. That is where the plane is going to stop, because of I think we're using those steps to move into the base for clearance. So passport clearance, getting visas and everything, our visas checked and everything, because with us we've got to our final destination. But there are some guys that will be left in the plane, the guys who are proceeding to Accra. So for the guys that are alighting, that are disembarking here in Abuja, there is a final stop. So we've got to go through customs, rather the passport control, ensure that our goods are our papers are okay, our documents are okay, and then finish up everything. So we've got to the point where we now get to disembark, showing you those are I don't know whether to call them stairs, or that is the way, that is the pathway to let us from the plane into the building. So we're not going out, we're just going through that space all through into the base in the airport, where we're going to now confirm our documents and every other thing. Yeah, man. So this is the base, and then of course there are scenes that I couldn't record, especially where we were now getting the base. Yeah, I failed to notice this, man. That is how the business class looks like. And then of course there we are now at the base. So everything else, all the clearance has been done, and here we are at the luggage. We are now picking our luggage, and of course after picking the luggage, all one has to do is to leave the airport to their destination. So the guy who was to pick me up is already waiting at the arrival section, so it's just me now picking the goods, picking my luggage, getting to push the luggage out using a trolley, and of course meeting my host at the parking section for him now to take me to the hotel where she'll be hosted for quite some time. So guys, enjoy and subscribe.